Hey everybody, welcome to the NPPL podcast / YouTube channel. I'm your host Ditto, and today I'm here with the Cakeling,
Hey, I'm the Cakeling, but everybody just calls me Cake.
Sparky,
Sup?
and Armin.
Hello.
And today this is basically an introduction video just to show what our league is and how it's going to be run this season. But I'm just going to get right into it. The name of the league, NPPL, it stands for National Pokemon Premier League. It's a battling league using Showdown over DS, live battles on DS. And it's basically a relegation or promotion league, so not only are you playing to win, but you're also playing to either hold your spot in League 1 or be promoted from League 2 to League 1, which, if you couldn't catch on, we do have two leagues for that reason.
Fucking nailed it!
Basically, just a general rule overview of what we're working with this season. We'll be doing all Showdown / Smogon clauses outside of Baton Pass, which we'll be making the Gen 6 Baton Pass rule, which is any speed can't be passed with any other stat. Outside of that, everything is the Smogon clause rules. We'll be doing a snake style draft, and we decided on running an open draft this season outside of a tiered draft, and I know there's some mixed opinions on that. I was wondering, Cake, what's your thought on that?
Well, I feel like in our case, like a teardrop, with how many people we have in, we want to encourage people who are not as familiar with battling to be able to join. We decided to go with the open draft style because that allows people who are newer to be able to not have to deal with as many convoluted and regulations on how to build their. Just let people do what it is they want.
What about you, Sparky?
Yeah, man, I feel you there. I prefer the open draft myself just because, I love going for underused tactics and going for, the I guess what people would consider not meta or troll builds. Those are always fun, and you can really kind of only do those in open draft. And the draft we do is so friendly towards, everyone else that you can just do whatever you want. It's awesome.
Armin?
What about you?
I really like the idea of open draft for the sole reason, I guess I could say that if you want something, you could get it early as opposed to having to wait for that specific mon's tier to pop up. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I got you. Basically, team sizes will be 12 Pokemon. Megas went over a lot how we would decide on drafting it. Basically, what we decided on is if you draft a Mega, you also get its regular form. The regular form is completely taken off the table. So, for example, if you draft Mega Scizor, no one else can draft Scizor. The only issue with that is when you bring it, it needs to hold its Megastone. It doesn't need to Mega Evolve right away, but it needs to hold its Megastone. So say you bring that Scizor. It can't, say, hold a Life Orb one battle and then hold its Megastone the next battle. It always has to hold its Megastone. You just don't have to Mega Evolve that first turn. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, the reason that we did that is so that we could allow different Pokemon that benefit from the keeping of their base form for a couple turns, like Sharpedo that can protect and get a speed boost up before it goes into its Mega form, or being able to use Alakazam as a Magic Bounce or a Magic Guard user before Mega Evolve.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just be completely honest here. I'm just glad that now two people won't have Scizor or Mega Scizor because I've had to deal with that so many times, and it's always so frustrating for me because I never get the Mon that can one-shot it. Like a flamethrower. I never get a single fire type move.
Maybe that's just a failure to how you draft.
It's
Hey,
very
I never said
possible.
I was good. Just like playing.
I mean, yeah,
And
it is a
that's-
good idea though.
And that's why Sparky's in League 2.
Basically. Yeah.
Don't hate me because you ain't me.
Armin, you said you like the idea. Is that all?
Yeah, like I was gonna say what Cake said. It'll help mons like Sharpedo, take advantage of their regular form abilities.
Right.
Yeah.
They weren't even draftable outside of this. Like, you literally could not draft Mega Sharpedo because it's like, what's the
Yeah, definitely. It's but along with that, at the same time, if someone drafts a non-mega form of something, then the mega's off the table. So for example, if someone drafted just regular Scizor, say third round, and no one's picked Mega Scizor at that point, which is kind of crazy, but not the point. Mega Scissor's off the table. No one's allowed to draft it, and that person is also not allowed to bring that Mega Scizor if they just drafted the regular Scizor. It kind of goes with the whole you only get one Mega. You need to announce that's your Mega. So say you drafted, for example, an Ampharos and a Scizor. If you just draft Ampharos and Scizor, you get Ampharos and Scizor. You would have to state, I'm drafting Mega Ampharos. And at that point, your Mega would be gone. So when you draft Scizor, it would clearly be just a Scizor. But some questions on that are like, how would Charizard work? Basically, if one of the Charizards get drafted, one of the Mega Charizards, then Charizard is off the table. Regular form Charizard off the table, but the other Mega is still available. So that means there's the potential for there to be technically two Charizards at a time in a league, but they will both obviously be holding their Mega Stones as stated earlier. Any more thoughts on that with the whole drafting a base form, then the Mega's off the table?
Well, seems fine to me.
I'm good.
Okay. Another controversial topic is how we're going to do Z moves. We haven't quite decided yet. It is up in the air, but there will be some kind of limitation on it outside the already existing limitation of no Omni Z moves whatsoever.
And by that he means like Z moves that allow you to boost every one of your stats.
Yes, basically. But yeah, there will be some kind of a limitation that we're still deciding on. We're trying to see because not many people use Z moves. So like some people don't care, but at the same time, some people like to use every Z move in the book possible. So we're trying to finding a middle ground for something that will work for both parties. Um, Next up, we've talking about trades. Basically, everyone's allowed infinite team trades among other teams, obviously. So, for example, I could trade something to Cake and infinitely do that technically, but we're only allowed 3 pool trades. So post draft, if at any point you want to drop something on your team for something that wasn't drafted, you're allowed 3 of those. And yeah, what do you guys think those numbers are good, or do you think it should have been changed?
Yeah.
Or
The only thing I'd add is that we made it so that like the trade deadline is every 9 in a 12-week system, so that people can't deck out their team based on what they know for sure are going to be their playoff opponents, as well as our staff team, which include us four and several others that'll probably show up as guests throughout this process. Will review every trade to make sure they aren't a trade that is somebody dropping a Hoopa Unbound for like Meowth or something like that, where it's obviously there's no reason that there would ever be a point for that trade to happen other than one person really wants to get an advantage over everybody else and the other person's help.
We had a couple people try that last season when we did this, and we kind of jumped the gun on it, but they did not. They should not have done that.
yeah, sadly,
Making sure we have to make sure every trade is legal. So in order for
yeah.
everyone to have a fair battling ground.
I mean, like, yeah, we're not gonna be too strict on that whole thing. Like, obviously, there's gonna be winners and losers of trades, and sometimes you just get that really good trade that favors you. But if it's something like, for example, that dropping Hoopa Unbound for a Meowth, that's a clear trade that was done it with the intent to drop it so someone else could pick it up. Another reason, the way that was used, like people last season we limited team trades. This season we have infinite team trades, so it doesn't matter. But if someone ran out of team trades, they would use a pool trade to drop something, and the other person they wanted to trade with would also do the same thing to get that Pokemon. It was just loopholing that shouldn't have been done, and it wasn't necessary. But yeah, so we put a limit on it or a stop to it. And another rule that goes alongside that with if someone drops out of the league, it's infinite. Sorry. Um, it's most likely going to
The
happen.
replacement.
Yeah, but the replacement would get 5 free trades for They would get
For
5
pool?
free. Yeah, pool trades because that's the only one limited.
for the next 24 hour.
Yes, for the next 24 hours they'll get 5 free pool trades. Outside of that, they get the infinite team trades. Nothing really changes. They pick up with the same record and everything.
Yeah.
It's basically just a new coach with a slightly different team if they want to change it.
Yeah, and I think from here, the way things work with our system is that we have a 12-week system, and the top 8 or top, what is it, 12 in League Two?
Yeah, League 2,
Um,
which was having 20 people.
We'll make it to the playoffs based on their divisions because we have division set up, and I'm sure we'll explain more about that as we get farther into the season. Maybe once we get past the draft a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, that's just a basic overview of all the rules. I think we covered most of the general stuff that needs to be discussed. But outside of that, just a few questions for you guys. Considering League 2 would be our feeder league into League 1, it's the development league, so to say. Are there any coaches
League
you
2's the
see?
better league, just so you know.
Is there any coaches you see that you think will step up and have a lot of potential?
Me.
Sparky, you?
There's
There's-
one division that is absolutely terrifying, and all
You
of
mean
them
one
are
coach?
very good battlers, so I have no idea how that's gonna pan out.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know exactly which one you're talking about. The ground
It's the
division.
one with me in it.
The one-
Ground division is absolutely deadly.
All of them have real potential.
Mhm.
Shader being one who just dropped from League 1 to League 2, he does have the potential. I mean, I don't think his draft favored him last season. That's probably why he fell. I think he definitely has the potential to be deadly. Tom obviously has the potential to be deadly.
Excuse
Yes,
me.
Sparky, you have something you
we
want to
haven't
say?
got- We haven't gotten to you yet, though.
He's not even in this division. That's the thing.
Keep
I
going.
think if I had to choose a single coach to pull out as somebody I think will kind of surprise a lot of people, will be Rando.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He,
Yep.
yeah, I've battled with him in many other leagues, and I've battled with him in other ways. And every time I've ever come across tournament format or in Pokemon battles, he's always shown that he knows what he is doing, and he always takes the edge of my limits in whenever I battle again. So I have a feeling there's a possibility that just because he's new and he got put into the Prove It League, that he might run people.
Yeah.
Like, I really want it to be either Pickaxe Hand, or Lana, personally, because I know Pick can, like, he's been destroying in like some of our other things that we're doing, and I know that he's a great candidate and he's just a great guy all around. And
Oh
Lana,
boy.
she has some very fun strategies and threw me for a loop when we did Little Cup.
Also,
Yeah.
tore Ditto apart in a battle recently.
True. She did destroy
Oh yeah,
me.
that was great.
Man,
You
I'm
guys
not a
should
part of
watch
that
it
league, so I
on
missed
the
it.
channel.
Yeah, I'm sure Ditto would love to comment that one, guys.
You know what? Just for you guys, I'm gonna do it.
Ah.
Oh my lord.
But yeah, someone definitely that ground division you're talking about. Brando or Tom? What? Will's in there too. Will too.
Yeah,
They're
Will,
all-
Shader, Tom Brando, and Red Thunder.
Do we
Yeah.
wanna
Yeah.
like?
Will
Do we
Red
wanna
Thunder,
name
Will Red Thunder,
people?
and Shader have all been a part of League One at one point or another, and Rando is only in League Two because he hasn't been there before. And Tom, has potential. He hasn't been able to fully like put it together for an entire season yet, but he has potential.
Yeah.
Like, do we want to go through each like division and name
Oh.
the people who are there?
Well, I think in the green division or the bug
Bug.
division, out that there's a pretty solid member in there that probably stands out above the rest. My boy Mike.
Yeah. Well.
He had the
You like
chance to
Mike.
move up into League One this time around, but he gave it to Armin because he likes having fun.
Basically. But yeah, we could I think we could save it for another video, the like in-depth discussion of each division. We could get to that. But
Yeah.
I think we should move on to the next question.
We
We've
don't
all
wanna
had
we don't want to lose people.
yeah. Uh but yeah, next question. What about League One? You see any people that stand out as a threat outside of
hell
yourself? Outside of yourself?
Never mind then.
Ah.
Why'd you say that, Ditto?
I don't
We're
know.
obviously
reason.
gonna name ourselves.
If I'm gonna be honest, if there's somebody I think like come up and show up, last season we had Venom in the, and he had no experience in singles battles. He was a doubles battler, and he still managed to make the playoffs and win the division. I'm really interested to see how he takes having a season under his belt and showing what he has learned to take that to a new level when it comes to team building and his battle style.
Yeah, something I just noticed, including Venom, that's gonna be an interesting division. He's in the division with
Oh,
his
yeah.
brother.
Yeah, I pointed that out. And I was
Yeah.
like, whoa.
Yeah, Venom, Ivo, Smarmy, and Brown.
That'll be interesting.
There are two people I see great potential in League One. I'm mainly looking at Cake and Armin.
Woo!
Potential to win it all.
Yeah, let's go.
I only won,
Hellborn too.
I only won it all last season.
Yeah, but you had one loss, and who was that to?
Damn.
Shots
Got
have
me,
been-
he got me, he got me with
Beaten
crazy
me once.
rushes.
Hey, what?
Sparky
Yeah.
is like my kryptonite. I cannot beat him. No. He always throws
Woo!
some. He always throws some
Always
crazy
something.
shenanigans at me and catches me off
Cake's
guard.
not ready for it.
Like what?
It's almost as great as, you know, beating Mimikyu with a Pyukumuku.
Ooh, damn.
Just let
Three
it
times?
let it go. It's about to be 3 times, but just let it go to +6. Switch in on that innards out. It's great.
That is
Base. It's meant to
that is
happen.
Like, that is like spicy cheddar right there.
No, it was meant to happen. When I was setting that up, it is meant to happen. No,
Silly.
their base HP stats are exactly the same. I remember making that set. The
still
only
have to-
investment I put into it was 4 in HP.
You still have to admit that is like the cheesiest strategy.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Like that is extra spicy cheddar.
Basically. Armin, I don't think you've gotten the chance to speak yet. Anyone from League One that you see as a huge threat this season?
I spoke plenty, but honestly, aside from myself, I'm a newcomer to League One, so it's gonna be interesting. Looking at it though, I think Shaw is someone who people might want to look out for. He had a very strong rain team last season in League 2, so if he manages to draft well, I think he can be a threat.
Yeah, maybe League One won't let him draft like the perfect rain team.
Oh, tell me about it. As soon as I see a Pelipper or a Politoed go, I'm gonna draft Mega Swampert out of spite.
No, don't even draft Mega Swampert. Just draft regular.
Honestly, just draft regular Swampert out of spite. And then get fucking Kingdra next round. There goes his team.
Then again, you are hurting yourself at that point.
I mean,
that's not
I mean,
important.
Actually,
to an
hey,
extent.
having regular Swampert on your team is not bad. Like he's a great rock setter and phaser.
Well, if I jump the gun and get or regular Swampert and Kingdra, I could always draft the rain setter afterwards if it's around, but that's not gonna happen.
What's going to be interesting though is to see what happens during battles, because some people can get a bit panicky and start making wrong moves. So people are gonna have to keep their focus 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you have to wonder if people are gonna stick to their tried and true strategies, or if you're gonna have like a situation where people are branching out to new strategies.
Yep.
What works and what doesn't. Because I think that was what like killed Shader last season, trying like
Basically,
strategies
yeah.
specifically around like countering his vision, and it just wasn't.
Yeah. I think we analyzed that question enough. We should move on to the last question for the video. What's a Pokemon you guys want to see used more, used differently, something along those lines,
Ooh.
by either yourself or someone else? Armin sounds like he's got something he wants to say.
Last season I picked this up from the pool. I think I did. A Alolan Muck, and I grew to love that mon.
Wait,
That
you got
mon.
Yeah.
that thing from the pools?
Yeah, I think I don't
What?
know.
Who
Someone had
dropped
dropped it. I think I don't know if it was dropped or not, but that mon, I grew to love it. It's so good. I don't know. I want to see more of that.
Sparky, somebody dropped your big trash trap. No, right?
Okay,
Alright,
anything? Oh, Sparky? Sparky.
let me think. A Pokemon that I would like to see used, like just in general, or like in a different way. Well, someone in our league, I don't remember who it was. Maybe who was it? The defensive bulky Gyarados.
Oh, that was Artsky.
It was.
That's a
Dude,
boosted.
that thing was a
Captain-
monster.
That was a boosted.
I know who
field
dropped
specialty.
Alolan Muck.
Found it?
I found it. Yeah, Alolan Muck was dropped. And
It
then
Okay.
Sounds like a.
picked
It sounds
up.
like a.
It was a
I think
mistake.
I know who did. Who would have done. I think I know.
Yeah.
But
Well,
let me think. A mon that I would want to see used differently would probably be probably one of the dragons, because they're always very straightforward. Like Haxorus is always a D dance setup.
mm-hmm.
Or I'd love to see a different Mega Altaria set.
Ooh,
That'd be
Tyrantrum.
awesome.
that could be fun.
You know, I don't think I ever saw Garchomp used for the stealth rock like Rocky Helmet, which is interesting because
Not in our league, at least.
Hmm.
One thing. This is a fairly obvious answer. It's just, it feels bad. I'm the only one who ever drafts it. Like, outside of me, I think Red drafted last season and dropped it within, like, a few weeks. Even I
Honestly,
dropped it last season.
Don't mention
Oh, jeez.
Pyukumuku.
You're good. Oh my god.
You're gonna
It,
say Pyukumuku
okay.
again?
think about it. It has so much potential for a Pokemon with no moves. The only damaging move it has is counter. It's the only way it can do damage outside of, like, through an actual attack, and even that's not reliable.
In one of the battles, it did live with 1% HP and countered.
Armin remembers this. Your
The lowest-
Excadrill
The lowest of low.
lives on 1 HP and clicks counter, beats it.
I
Oh my
remember
God.
I saw earlier when Gen 7 first came out, there was like this weird strategy going with Pyukumuku and Toxapex, where like the Pyukumuku would soak everyone, and then Toxapex would just walk. It was evil.
Yeah, I've come across that set a few times. Well, not like with the Toxapex, but the whole soaking and being able to toxic anything, it's great.
I have a
A lot of
question for you.
steel types can get toxic, but
Hey, what? I haven't even picked my Pokemon. What
True.
is this? Gosh,
Cake.
it's like hate on cake.
Armin, hold on to that. Hold on to that question, Kick. What's up?
Honestly, I want to see Mega Sharpedo. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen it yet. I don't know how people are gonna use it. Like, I want to see how creative people get with it, and if they're gonna do the basic like speed boost protect thing and then go to town, or if they're going to like just crush everybody, or if it's gonna be just as it is right now. Like, I want to see what people do with it, and I think it's cool to see.
Yeah. Now, Armin, that question.
Okay, I want to ask if you could pick one person from each division that you think will go up or go down, who would it be?
You cut out a little bit there, Armin.
Hello?
I got it. No, I got it. I'll repeat it. Basically said if you could see one person from each division that will be promoted or be relegated.
Demoted.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop you there, Armin. We should save that for another video, like a whole. I have an idea in mind. I think it'll definitely be a good video to talk about. A really fun video.
I'll be promoted. Ditto will be relegated.
Hey,
But yeah.
Sparky,
God,
Sparky, you've been promoted once before.
And he
Yeah,
got
I got
relegated the
relegated
next
once
season.
before.
That is very true.
To be fair, I had a pretty bad draft.
Yeah. But with that, I'm
But you
gonna.
got rid of Big Flap Flap.
Because I needed something that actually helped my team. I had too many flying types.
Uh, well,
Big.
yeah. With that, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys for all tuning in. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Leave some comments for suggestions for us, since as you can tell, this is our first video. And like
We're
it,
still learning.
basically. But yeah, thank you guys. I'll see you later.